4 to 5 pitches, depending on what happened. Okay? Why do I do that?
So it's slower than anything.
It's slower, but it moves more. Okay? I have more tail on a two-seam fastball. Okay? So when you throw a two-seam fastball, you start that off early in the count, because if you get a guy swinging at an 0-1 pitch and it's a fastball and he grounds out, it only took you 2 pitches to get him out, right? Okay? So that's the difference between a two-seam and a four-seam, okay? And like I said, it doesn't matter how you hold it on a two-seam. You can hold it this way or you can hold it up here. Four-seam, you can hold a backwards C. You see that backwards C? Or you can hold the C. Doesn't matter which one. Okay? Now, when you throw, you want to keep your fingers more together, okay? Because if your fingers are far apart, when you throw the ball, it's going to come off a different finger almost every time. Okay? If you have them both together, they're rolling off both fingers, and they have more power with your fingers closer together, okay? So, when you throw your two-seamer, have your fingers more close together. Your thumb is very important, okay? A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take their thumb, and it'll be up here, okay? So when they throw the ball, it's coming off either this way or it's coming off this way because it's inconsistent. So when you have your fingers up here, you want your thumb underneath your fingers, okay? Now it doesn't matter if you hold it on this little knuckle or if you hold it, you know, your thumb is just basically there to give you support for these fingers, okay? So you want to have that directly under that. You see that? Boom, 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 okay? That's your fastballs. There's no 3-seams, there's no 1-seam fastballs, unless you get a wiffle ball, then it's like 9 holes or something, I don't know. Okay, so there's your fastballs. Now I'm going to teach you guys a very, very easy pitch that you're going to need when you're older. It's hard to get good at it right now because, exactly, I'm going to teach you guys a changeup. Do you know the difference between a fastball and a changeup?
Yes.
What is the difference? What's your name? Brian, what's the difference between a fastball and a changeup?
Changeup is slower.
Okay. And what do they both have in common?
They both spins.
Exactly. Did you guys hear that? When you throw a fastball and a changeup, they spin the same. Okay, now here's the thing. The reason why a changeup is so good is because of this. You throw a fastball, bam, 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 and then you throw a changeup, same spin and everything, bam. That's exactly what the hitter sees. They go, okay, fastball, boom, fastball, wait a minute, boom. Okay, do you guys get what I'm saying on that? Basically what's going to happen is when you guys get older and you guys have those guys that have a really fast bat and you can't throw anything past them, you can't get them with a fastball, you can't get them with a curveball, throw a changeup. Because and you don't want to throw like 5 changeups in a row because then that's just a batting practice fastball, right? How many of you guys like batting practice fastballs? They're fun. So if you do this, okay, you have your 2-seam and you have your 4-seam. One way that I learned how to throw a changeup, which is very easy, throw a fastball with your changeup, okay? What I mean is this. I take my fingers and I put my middle finger and my ring finger right here like I'm throwing a fastball, okay? It's weird, but when you throw with these 2 fingers, it slows it down about 10 miles an hour, 8 to 10 miles an hour. And that's a huge difference when a guy's looking for 8 to 10 miles an hour faster, okay? So, let me show you this, okay? When you're on the mound and you're changing your pitches, you don't want to kink your elbow, you don't want to have your glove moving, because if you're up as a hitter, you're looking for things like that, right? So watch this. Tell me what grip I'm throwing right now.
Changeup.
I'm throwing a curveball.
Oh.
What am I throwing now?
Fastball.
Fastball. What am I throwing now?
Changeup.
Fastball.
I'm just guessing.
What am I throwing now?
Changeup.
Changeup. Okay? I know you're all guessing, good guesses, okay? But the thing is though, could you guys tell when I was changing my pitches?
No.
Can you tell right now that I am changing my pitches?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can see through your little holes.
What about now?
No.
You can't see that.
Yes.
Okay, what about now?
Kind of.
You're guessing.
What about now?
Nope. That's a bad.
What about now?
Curve. That's a curve.
Now watch this, okay? You guys can see it from there. you guys tell the difference between this? Now I'm going to grip a fastball, and I'm going to keep it a fastball. Do you see any difference? That is exactly what you want to do. Because here's the thing. You guys know how many ones are in 3?
Two.
Exactly, okay? So if you got to look at a hitter, and he's up there and he's looking at you, he goes, okay, guys, a fastball, curveball, and changeup, that's what we've seen the whole game. That's 3 pitches that he has to guess on, okay? Now, if you make it so he has no clue what you're throwing, he has to guess. And that's when you'll get guys looking for a curveball, and you'll throw a fastball right down the middle, and they won't swing. You guys ever see that in the major leagues? When you're watching a major league game, guys up there throws a fastball right down the middle for strike 3, and the guy didn't swing. You're just like, I could have hit that out of the park. You want to know why that guy didn't hit that out of the park? Because he wasn't looking for that pitch. Okay, he was looking for a curveball or changeup, and all of a sudden the guy threw a fastball. Okay, so when you're pitching, you want to be what's called deceptive. Do you guys know what deceptive means? It means you don't want to have anything look alike, and you want to have it so when you throw, everything looks the exact same until the ball is released, and he has to figure out in that. Do you know how many seconds it takes from the ball to get from pitcher to home plate?
1, 2, 3.
Under a second. So if he doesn't know what's coming until it's thrown, he has 1 second to figure out what pitch it is and figure out if he wants to swing at it. So if you guys are very deceptive and you keep all your pitches looking the same when you throw it until it comes out, you're going to be much better as pitchers, okay? Makes sense, right? So, a changeup. You guys ever heard of a circle changeup?
Yep.
Do you know why they call it a circle change?
Make a circle with your fingers.
John is correct. Brian's correct. Okay.
Sean.
Oh, Sean. Oh, you said John. Sorry.
That's right.
Sean. Okay. A circle changeup looks like this. Okay. You see that circle? Now you can have all 3 fingers right here on it, or you can have just 2 fingers on it. I learned my changeup from Greg Maddox, the first one that I taught you guys. Basically, just grab this right here and put. You guys can make the rock out devil horns, right? Okay. Take those devil horns and switch them. Put it like this, and what you want to have on these devil horns that were up here, you want to have this knuckle right here and this knuckle on the side of the ball. Because watch this. If you're gripping this thing like this, you're going to throw it harder than you want to change up to be. You'll probably throw it 5 to 6 miles an hour slower than a fastball, which is not much of a difference. You want at least 8 miles an hour difference. So just because you gripped it like this and then put your fingers up here and squeeze, you know, squoze, one of those words, you squeeze with these 2 fingers, it's going to slow the ball down no matter what. So you're going to get up there, you're going to throw this gnarly fastball, and all of a sudden,
It's a changeup.
it's a changeup. You know what I'm saying? Now, to make your changeup more effective when you guys throw, think this, okay? And this is the problem that most people have on their changeups. And this is why a lot of changeups get hit out of the park, because a lot of people don't know how to throw them. What I mean by that is they can throw it, but their body's not the same as their fastball. You'll see on a fastball, guys will be like, bam! And then also you see a changeup and a guy goes, bam! Not the same, correct? You guys see how much slower I was? Okay? So what you want to do is you want to keep that same fastball when you throw a changeup, because that's what's going to sell it. So when the catcher calls changeup, go, okay, I'm going to throw a changeup, but I'm going to throw this thing as hard as I can. And I'm going to blow this changeup as fast as I can past this guy. So what's going to happen is you're going to throw that changeup as hard as you can, and he's going to think of fastball, and he's going to swing and go right through it. So the whole time you get a changeup, don't think, oh, I need to slow this down and make it look good. Go, I'm going to throw this thing as hard as I can and let your grip do the work, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. There's your changeup. Now, changeup just has to be slower. You can do the circle or you can do the box. That's how I call it, the box, where you box it in, okay? Make sense? Okay, so fastballs, 2-seam, 4-seam. Isaiah, what's the difference between your fastball and your 2-seam and what it does?
2-seam, when it spins, it goes slower.
Okay, but what does it do? It'll move. It'll tail. You guys ever heard someone say, "Oh, your ball tails a lot"?
Yep.
It means it moves this way. If you throw the ball, like say I throw left-handed, and it moves towards my left, that means tail. If I throw it and it moves towards my right, it's a cutter. That's why they call it cut. Okay? So if you guys are throwing, if you're throwing a fastball, two-seam fastball, and it moves this way, what did it do? If I'm a righty,
Tail.
if it moved towards the right,
Tail.
tail. Okay? So that's what a two-seam will do. It'll tail more. Okay? It'll also, I mean, depend on how you throw a two-seam. If you change your arm a little bit and throw it, that's how you get cutters. I don't recommend messing with that right now because you guys need to learn how to throw the ball really well first, okay? We'll always work on that later. Cutter, I've been taught that a cutter, all you do is put your fingers together and throw a fastball and kind of have it like, so it's not perfectly straight on, it's a little bit tilted, so when you throw it, the rotation comes out a little bit sideways so it moves. How many of you guys actually watch Major League games?
Sometimes.
All the time, okay. When a pitcher pitches, how often does he hit his spot?
They're all
Okay, let me teach you something. Most people think just like you guys. They go, "Oh, these pitchers are great. They know how to hit their spots all the time." Wrong. The great pitchers in baseball hit their spots 50% of the time. Do you guys know what that means?
Yep. Half the time.
Half the time, okay? So out of 2 pitches, how many of them hit their spots? One. That's the great pitchers, okay? Hitting your spots is great. If you can hit your spots, perfect. But the thing is, though, is you want to keep that ball as far away from the hitter's eyes as possible. What I mean by that is keep that thing knee high. Because if you blaze a fastball down here, he's going to have a harder time hitting that than if it was up here, you know? Makes sense, right? Okay. So,
We have a few boys that throw curves. Can you show them how to hold it and throw it?
I don't have to agree.
who throws a curve here? Come up here. I want you guys to educate me on how you guys throw a curveball. Because,
This is the bad way.
okay.
That's how I do. What I do is instead of flipping my
Hey, you gotta do that so they can hear. Scoot out.
Yeah.
instead of flipping my wrist, I just come over the top like this and let go right here, and it spins and turns.
Do you feel it come off the top of your finger? Like when you throw it, does it roll over this finger?
So I throw it like this, and it kind of just kind of.
Okay, perfect. What he just said is exactly how you throw a curveball. Okay?
How's that?
Good job, Sean. Okay. When you throw a curveball, the difference between a curveball and a slider is what?
You don't have pressure on your finger.
Okay, let me rephrase that. What's the difference of movement between a curveball and a slider?
A slider kind of slides over this, a curveball curves. A slide.
Bingo! You guys hear that? All you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, you throw a slider, you come up, see how that slides?
Yeah.
Now watch this, here's a curveball.
Whoa.
See that? You see how the curveball starts high and just drops?
Yeah.
The slider starts like this and moves?
Yeah,
That's the difference, okay? A slider will be a harder pitch to throw. The speed of a slider is faster than a curveball, okay? So when you throw a slider, it should be pretty hard. A curveball is slower. A curveball is generally from 69 miles an hour to about 77 miles an hour, okay? Slider is about 77 to about 82 when you look at a major league pitcher. Some sliders, you guys know who Justin Verlander is, right?
Yeah.
He throws a 90 mile an hour slider. Do you know how many guys can do that?
None. Except for
Very few. Most of the guys, they don't throw that very often. I mean, Justin Verlander throws 100 miles an hour. You see those guys that throw 100, I mean, their changeup's 90 miles an hour. You know, so, okay, so that's the big difference. Now, if you could throw a curveball, great. If you could throw a slider, great. Either one is great to have because look at it this way. If you have a fastball and a changeup already, and you add a curveball or a slider, you have 3 pitches, right? So that makes you even more deadly. I've thrown up to 5 pitches. I was one of those weird kids that just figured out pitches. Like I used to throw a fast curve, slider, change, and split. But do you know how many I throw in an actual game?
like 2, 3. 3.
Whatever works that day. Okay?
Depends on who you're versus.
Listen to me on that. When I say that, guys, I completely mean that. When you are pitching in a game, throw whatever works for you that day. I've had a day where my fastball didn't work. I had to throw sliders all day. I threw 17 out of 20 pitches for sliders for strikes. I threw like 10 out of 40 pitches for strikes out of a fastball, which sucks. So every day, and okay, let me tell you this, guys. You guys just busted your butt for me today, and I'm glad you guys did that because I got to see how much talent you guys actually have, which you actually have talent for an 11-year-old team. 11, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, most kids that are 11 can't do what you guys just did today, playing catch. So I was really impressed with that, okay? Now, the other thing is this, okay? When you're on the mound, how much of the game is in your head?
A lot. The whole game.
90% mental, 40% physical. I don't know how it's possible because it doesn't even equal 100%, but point is this, okay? You always got to be thinking. You always got to be paying attention. If a guy's on base, you don't just stare at home plate and get your sign and pitch. You pay attention to him on the base now, right? So you always got to be thinking. You got to understand what you can do. Any of you guys play chess?
I hate it, but yes,
I play chess. Let me tell you why I love chess. Because chess is a game of, I'm going to think 10 moves ahead, okay? What do you do when you're a pitcher? Do you ever sit there and you go like this? You're up there, you're just dealing, you're throwing tons of strikes, and you know exactly what pitch you're going to throw 2 pitches ahead of time? You go, okay, I'm going to start the guy with a fastball so I can set him up for a slider. Any of you guys ever do that?
So, yeah.